Showing a devilish smile, Zhuo Yifan made a sign. Soul variant. Vaulting Dragon King. The demonic dragon withdrew its black energy, and azure flames began to cover its body. Elder King Tian jerked, but before he could react, the azure dragon opened its maw to unleash a torrent of azure flame at the hundreds of souls around. Wails and cries were heard all around as the wave of souls had not even reached the dragon's soul, and they were burning in an azure inferno. Their bodies jerked and twitched from pain. The unlucky ones unable to withdraw had been burned down to nothing. In a blink, dozens of ethereal stage experts were gone from this world. Everyone gasped from shock. Even Zhao Dezhu didn't think that the azure dragon that had been passive in Yilin's fight would unleash such power. It killed so many and heavily wounded 100. How could any of them know the chaos azure flame might be a gentle flame, weaker in a fight than a fierce flame, like decimating golden flame? It still came from a sacred beast. It was only weaker in relation to that golden dragon. If you thought azure dragon was weak because of that, then what happened now was only natural. Elder King Tian glared at Zhao Dezhu, as if blaming him. Why couldn't you report his strength sooner? How was Zhao Dezhu to know? He was only watching the fight, not participating in it. He only knew that Almighty Scarlet Dragon King was tough while the others were always on defense. Zhao Dezhu felt like crying. Now he knew just how bitter Yilin and Zhuo Yifan's fight was. Their fight was beyond their stage, something the audience could not comprehend. The brat still had some more damn skills. Tell me everything you know already. Elder King Tian gnashed his teeth and barked. Zhao Dezhu shook his head, his eyes hazy. There shouldn't be any great moves left, although he has another variant, a purple dragon, but that is used for ambushes, and it's weak. As if on cue, purple lightning flashed in waves and crossed the inferno to strike at the hundreds of souls. Dozens of more souls fell right then, and dozens more withdrew with heavy wounds. Is this what you mean by a weak variant? Elder King Tian's face twitched and wanted to slap the kid into the hereafter. Zhao Dezhu lowered his head, puzzled on the inside. Why did Zhuo Yifan look so weak when fighting Yilin in the Double Dragon Gathering? How is he so strong now? Never mind. I won't ask you who knows nothing. I'll break his dragon soul myself. Elder King Tian flicked his sleeve enraged, shooting for the dragon soul with the power of soul harmony stage. He easily broke the purple lightning and the azure inferno. Elder King Tian, the purple dragon variant has the weakest defense. I won't believe a word you say. Now get lost. Zhao Dezhu's reminder got a reprimand from Elder King Tian, making him jerk back and stay silent to stew in anger. I was only trying to help. It's your fault if you die. At the same time, in front of Zhuo Yifan, four elders wielding spiritual weapons came to take his life with their superior cultivation. Zhuo Yifan clashed with them as he wielded the demonic sword. Elder Bai He arrived at the purple dragon and raised his fists but did not strike, looking instead at Zhuo Yifan. He saw Zhuo Yifan's skill back then. That shift was insanely powerful. Now that he faced four experts at full power, if he went head-on, he would die even if the demonic sword ruined the spiritual weapons, as the power would transfer to him and kill him on the spot. But if he shifted away, that would be the best moment for King Tian to kill his soul and end this. He was afraid that he would get stuck like the other elder and end up dead. To make sure this didn't happen, Bai He stayed his hand, not wanting to give his enemy an opening to exploit. Even if Zhuo Yifan got to him, he could instantly flee and draw him out while the four elders would focus on the dragon's soul. So no matter the choice, Zhuo Yifan would die for sure. Details made a plan come together, and Elder King Tian was a sharp man. That was why he chose to stay his hand, to see what Zhuo Yifan would choose. Zhuo Yifan's sword clashed with the four elders' spiritual weapons, turning them to pieces. Zhuo Yifan had to cough blood from that encounter, their power wreaking havoc in his body. Elder King Tian laughed. This kid doesn't have the strength to move like that again. Of the three choices, he picked the quickest to die. Did he give up resisting? This is much better. His insides must be mush right about now and can't use the sword again. Next I'll just smash his dragon soul to pieces. Overjoyed, Elder King Tian's eyes shone and punched, sending all his power forward. The purple lightning struck the attack, but it did nothing to stop it. With a mighty sound, Elder King Tian grinned at the shaking dragon. This time you're going to fall, Heaven Dragon Soul. Black energy covered the dragon, switching from purple lighting as it roared. Ha ha ha, I see it now. At the critical moment you'll change to a demonic dragon to disperse my power. Elder King Tian mocked. So what? Even what remains will be enough to wound you. The only thing great about this dragon soul is that it can change forms and only drag out its death, but I will still kill you either way. Sneering, Elder King Tian's body shook and unleashed more power to scatter the black energy as he pulled out his fist. Humph, Zhuo Yifan, your body is already useless and can't use that instant movement. Your dragon can only stall for a couple of moments. Fighting your body might be a threat to us, but your soul alone can't be saved. Die. Elder King Tian. However, a cry came from the four elders. Looking over he asked, "What? Our spiritual weapons aren't ruined." An elder held his spiritual weapon in shock as he shouted. King Tian jerked and looked careful to see that they were holding their weapons while Zhuo Yifan was coughing blood in front of them. He was wobbling, yet the demonic sword had the same strong vibe. What just happened? If the four elders' spiritual weapons were not ruined, that meant they did not clash with the demonic sword. But why would Zhuo Yifan get himself killed by doing this? To leave his soul alone? Elder King Tian was perplexed. However, a sudden wave of bloodlust came from behind. Startled by, he panicked and tried to dodge, only to find that his hand was still stuck in the black dragon, though it would only last for a couple of moments. More than enough to kill him. As blood spurted, Elder Baihe's body was severed. I've been had. Elder King Tian's lips trembled, forcing himself to turn around to see Zhuo Yifan cold eyes and bloody mouth. What happened? Zhuo Yifan kept coughing, though his face was flat. No matter how cautious you are, the moment you win, you'll feel invincible. I only gave you that moment, that's all. Elder King Tian looked at Zhuo Yifan hovering in the air, then at the Zhuo Yifan behind him with hazy eyes. Why are there two of him? Ha ha ha, ignorance is crime. You have no way of knowing all I'm capable of. Grinning, Zhuo Yifan right eye flashed in 3 golden halos. Divine Eye of the Void's 3rd stage, Mirage World. The one holding the demonic sword kept spewing blood, yet vanished the next second, leaving only the Zhuo Yifan behind King Tian, grinning at the 4 remaining elders. Illusion. Everyone understood that even if Zhuo Yifan popped behind Elder King Tian, he still couldn't kill him even with the dragon soul holding him. He had to lure him first, but with the elder seeing his trick once, was he going to fall for it as well? So Zhuo Yifan set up an illusion, letting King Tian think he faced them head-on and letting him attack the soul in peace. The illusion was easy to break, as the 4 elders found their spiritual weapons didn't crumble when meeting with the demonic sword. But Elder King Tian, who was not around, only saw that the plan worked and couldn't help but strike as well. At that moment, Zhuo Yifan capitalized on the elder's mistake. Elder King Tian looked at the sky as his eyes became empty and he died. The 2 halves of his body fell to the ground, his eyes forever open in regret. Who'd have thought a great soul harmony expert would die with such regret? That's 4. Shaken to the core, the 4 remaining elders looked at Zhuo Yifan panting heavily and spewing blood. Yet all they felt was fear as they backed away. He wasn't even in the ethereal stage. Also wounded and surrounded, yet still killed a soul harmony expert. The first time was a miracle, the second was a mishap, but the third one had them all attacking to prevent any more from dying. Then the 4th kill came and proved he had the power still. The 4 elders felt their hearts sinking looking into those savage eyes. Who the hell is this guy? In the end, they were hardened cultivators of many years, soon recovering their calm after a bit of shock. They were soul harmony experts. How could a mere radiant stage prick kill 4 of them? Attack! All of you attack! No plans, just kill the damn kid. No matter the cost. Finally, as 4 of them died, the elders went mad as they shouted, going for Zhuo Yifan head on. The remaining ethereal stage experts followed them. Zhao Dezhu was even in front, his eyes bloodshot. He had asked for this fight from the sect. Now 4 elders lay dead, and if he didn't get his head, he could never get back to the sect. Zhuo Yifan looked at the flood of people charging over and tightened his grip on the demonic sword. He took a deep breath and gnashed his teeth as he charged as well with his weary body. This had never happened before in the history of time. Hundreds of experts ganged up on a lower cultivator. This was a bloody and thunderous chaotic battle. If the universal righteous sect had gone all out from the start, their losses wouldn't have been so great, but in this chaos, the death toll only rose. The ethereal stage experts unleashed their souls on Zhuo Yifan without regard for their safety. Zhuo Yifan's azure dragon spewed fire that killed many. The purple dragon sent purple lightning that singed even more. But the tide could not be stopped, slamming into the dragon's soul. My vision, growing blurrier. King Cheng. I must hold on to buy more time for King Cheng. King Cheng. Zhuo Yifan spat blood again, his eyes going dark and about to fall unconscious. But he had someone to protect. He bit his tongue to wake up. King Cheng.